a emergency resolution. We spent $3 million of your money, and we put in the most advanced AOP system in the United States right now. And we've been fighting the health department every step of the way to get approval for us to run into the system. So we do run it every single day, just to test all the safeties and to make sure it's removing all the contaminants. And it does a wonderful job. So that is the future. We have already discussed putting it on other wells if the levels climb. The other thing, I know Plant 4, well 4.1 comes up all the time with the radium. So we did receive results that were close to the MCL for radium, and we actually were not forced to shut it down. We voluntarily took it out of service. We did try to get the health department to give us a letter forcing us to shut it down because it would have helped us in our lawsuit. But the way they do their math, it's a rolling average, so sometimes the MCL is 5 picocures per liter. If you're 5.2, they round down. I don't know. I'd like to do that with some of the other contaminants that are, like nitrates are 10. If we go to 9 parts, they make us shut the well down. So I guess 9 is really 10, and 10 isn't 10. But with radium, 5.2 is 5. So we also have the same frustration that Jim and his group and the experts have. Just a little bit about sampling, because I don't think it was brought up. The unregulated contaminants, the EPA does what they call UCMR sampling, and that is actually every 4 years. They pick, I'll say, the 30 designer or sexiest contaminants they could find, and they require the water suppliers to sample. 1,4-dioxane was part of that the last time. That was the UCMR 3. UCMR 4, Bethpage water isn't required to sample till 2021. We petitioned the EPA, and we were the first water district in New York State to sample. And all of our sample results are being loaded into the CDX website, and we are in compliance. We did 2 rounds. So we've always been the leader in this battle for the residents of Bethpage. I very rarely have anything good to say about a politician because only till recently, if it's not a 15-minute soundbite, they don't do anything for us. I will tell you what Tom Swazi's done for us the last few months. First off, if you remember our press release in 2012 or 13, Senator Schumer promised us $17 million, which was really $12 million, and we never received the money. We had a meeting with Tom Swazi, and he flew down to Washington, and 2 days later we had the money. We've been waiting 6 years for that money. So we are now starting construction at our Plant 6, Motor Lane, Park Lane, whatever you want to call it, under the high tension wires. That's going to be a 2-year construction project due to the levels of contamination that are in the ground. We do not have a choice but to put this treatment system in until we find sources outside the plume, which we're doing. If you look at the booster station and the tank we built next to Charles Campaign, we're drilling another well outside the plume. I don't want to get your hopes up as far as treatment. I think every well on Long Island eventually will have some kind of treatment in it. What I can tell you is the wells that are outside the plume, if we put treatment in it, it's not due to the plume contaminants, where our plants 4, 5, and 6 are directly impacted from the plume themselves. The other thing I want to give you an update, because I don't know if Jim is aware of this. So we've been meeting with the Navy, with the DEC, with anyone who wants to listen to us. We had a meeting with the Secretary of the Navy that was precipitated by Swazi, and he toured our facility. He was very interested. He has assigned someone to us, which has been great. They have promised us that they will sample all of their wells, and they will force Grumman to sample all of their wells for radium and 1,4-dioxane. Once again, not in a timely fashion. We would like it done tomorrow. It's not gonna happen tomorrow. There's about 400 wells they need to sample. But as they come up on the sampling schedule, they're sampling these wells. We are starting to see results. That's the other problem. I take a sample today, most of my results are within 3 days. They take a sample today, it takes me 6 months, 9 months, a year or more to get them. So we're waiting on information and we're just as frustrated as everyone else. So that was really it. Thank you very much for your time.